Hello everyone, let's continue with the second part. When school can be regarded as an organization. First, let's see what is the definition of an organization. Organization is a structure or an association. Yes, school is a structure, just like we have analyzed in the first part, composed by two or more people to achieve an aim or a common goal. And in school or a university, there are hundreds of students and teachers to achieve the common goal. In school and university, the common goal must be academic things like academic papers, some achievements in academy, and higher scores, and so on. First, we will analyze school when it can be regarded as a social organization. Then it's the learning organization. When it is a social organization, it is something more about society. But when it is a learning organization, it is something more about learning. So let's say social organization first. When school is a social organization, it is somewhere the students are educated. Students are educated with the knowledge, lots of information, lots of skills, and the improvement of various abilities, right? And secondly, it is somewhere the people come together to achieve certain goals. Just like the definition of an organization, people come together to achieve a common goal. So when it is a social organization, students and teachers come together to achieve um, their dreams in academic world. Thirdly, consistently incorporating new members, including students and teachers, which means that there are lots of students who will graduate from their university every year. And at the same time, there are lots of new students who will enter into university. Fourth, conducting the educational and instructional activities in an organized and systematical way, just like any other social organizations, like companies or hospitals and so on. Universities and schools also mm, conduct some activities in a systematical way, like sports, to improve students' sports ability and improve the relationship between each other. Next, let's say uh, school as a learning organization. Just like I have said, when it is a learning organization, it is more about learning. First, it is somewhere beliefs, values are brought to bear in support of sustained learning, right? To support learning because it is a learning organization. And second, school is somewhere learning atmosphere, learning culture, learning climate is nurtured. When we are in universities or we are in schools, the school's atmosphere or the school's structure is very essential, because we all want to study in a wonderful university. We want to study with the students who are interested in studies, and a good atmosphere, a good culture of school can be contributed to the study of students. And finally, learning to learn is essential for everyone involved. When it is a learning organization, a school is somewhere to teach students how to learn. It is a very important ability for every student. Next, let's say the connection between school and other organizations. We have analyzed school as an organization, including social organization and learning organization. So, because there are various of organizations in society too, let's say what kinds of connection exist between school and other organizations. First, school can provide human resources applicable to companies. They provide some talents, various human resources to many companies. And secondly, the school can provide professional talents to social organizations like hospital, law firms, and so on, because talents in these areas need to learn the more professional knowledge. And finally, school can improve the level of education for all. We can imagine that if more and more people come to school or even come to university, they can learn more knowledge. They can improve themselves better. So the whole level of education for the whole society will be improved exactly. And finally, there are some practices, concepts in learning and education. Since we have analyzed the general structure of school, we have found some problems and improvements of the general structure. At the second part, we have analyzed school when it is an organization, including social organization and learning organization. So finally, I wanna give some concepts in learning and education. First, practices concepts means what works in a particular situation or environment. So let's say what works in learning and education. First, a clear and common focus. As a school or as a university, we need to figure out what is our focus, what is our aim. We have analyzed that the common goal of a university or of a school is to achieve um, is to reach a higher level in academic world. And second, higher standards and expectations for students. We need to set higher standards and expectations for our students. For those who are good at study, we set higher standards for them. But for those who are not good at study, we accept they can reach an average level of study. Only by this way can our students improve their ability comprehensively. And third, supportive, personalized, and relevant learning. It is very important because different students have different situations. Just like I've said, people may have distinction between how they learned and between what they can learn. We need to give different students different guidance and different advice. Finally, is parents or community involvement. As a social organization, university and schools need the whole community, need parents' involvement. Only in this way can we um, can the only in this way can commun only in this way can schools and parents and communities contribute to the improvement of every student. So that's all by my topic today. Thanks for your listening. And finally, I have a quiz because of the accident I've made at the last class. So I will show you by myself. Let's do the quiz together. Administrative work involves, this is the principal's rule. This is the vice principal's rule. So the answer is the third and the fourth. Principal's rule. The first is every teacher's rule. The second is teacher's rule. So it is multiple choices. So the answer is the third and the fourth. School as a learning organization, we need to make a difference between learning organization and social organization. We find the key words learning, so the answer is the second and third. The first one and the fourth one is social organization. Problems of educational system. The first, yes. Inauthentic learning, yes. No room for passions and interests, yes. Authentic learning, wrong. It is inauthentic learning. Social organization. The first one is when it is a learning organization. The second one, the third one is true. The fourth one is something about learning organization too. The final question, practices concepts in learning and education. Professional development, yes. Clear and common focus, yes. Low standards, wrong. We need to set higher standards. Parents, community involvement, yes. So that's the end of the quiz and the end of my presentation. Thanks for your listening again.